Yes. Copy. Paste. And I'll put it here as well. Paste. Exit Discord. Pause the restream. Unblind. Alright, so I have to start in 1.07 because I need more magic berserker axes. Hello. And so while I'm looking for them, I don't know how many I need. I plan to just get probably 7 of them. And while I'm shopping for them, I will also look at armors. And so even though this says 1.10 crafting recipe or cubing recipe, that's not how I'm starting. That will come after I collect a few more berserker axes. And then there will be lots of muling, but significantly less I guess time spent muling compared to cubing the emeralds to make jade rings. Naga. Okay. I should probably look at these ones. Godly plate mail of balance. Okay. I think I'll look at red armors and gold armors. Mage plate.
Hail to you, champion.
And I might just go ahead and stick only to this base. I don't know. Naga.
Hail to you, champion.
And then when I do start muling stuff forward, I will do 6 mules at a time of flawless diamonds,
What do you need?
which is what will be used for the recipe. It doesn't have to be diamonds, it just has to be flawless gems. Glorious light plate, okay.
Hello.
So the armor that I would be most likely to buy would be Godly Archon Plate of the Whale.
Hail to you, champion.
Berserker, oh, Berserker's War Axe. Okay. What a troll.
What do you need?
What do you need?
Hail to you, champion.
Icicle. Oh, I didn't know Grandmasters does up to 200% enhanced. Is that still true today? Let's go ahead and look at Berserker Axe. I love when things are in alphabetical order, but I still can't find them. Oh, it's Grandma. Oh, that's Masters. Hello? Does this no longer exist? Huh. Oh, that says rare. I want magic. Oh, I guess it does go up to 200. I did not know that.
Hello. What do you need?
And then there's another recipe that I'll probably do eventually, which gives a similar
Hail,
result
champion.
to what I'm doing now, or what I plan to do, which uses normal tier gems. What's this? But I didn't realize it uses socketed weapons instead of magic weapons, and so I'll need a rack before I
What
can
do
use that
you
recipe.
need?
So I can get a bunch of socketed berserker axes. And the
Hail
reason
to
I'm
you,
using berserker
champion.
axes and not like Colossus blade or something is the berserker axe can get 5 sockets from the recipe. Um, but the Colossus blades can only get 4.
What do you need?
Okay, apparently upgrading to elite is pretty uncommon.
Hail to you, champion.
So I might just try to get like 3 instead of 8.
Hello. Hail to you, champion.
Because what I don't want to do is shop berserker axes for the next 3 hours.
What do you need? Hail to you, champion. What do you need? Hail to you, champion. What do you need? do you need? Hail to you, champion. What do you need? Hail to you, champion. What do you need? Hail to you, champion. Hello.
Hello, Itai.
What do you need?
I'm shopping for Berserker axes. I'll be using them as part of the cube recipe in 1.10a. It will be one Berserker axe, 3 of any flawless gems, and I'll be using flawless diamonds only. And then that will produce a magic weapon with a magic Berserker axe with a random number between 1 and 6 of sockets, but it's capped at 5. So if it rolls 6, it will get 5 instead. And the idea is that I might get lucky and get something like a cruel Berserker axe of quickness or evisceration, and then get 5 sockets or even 4. Although obviously I would prefer 5. And then to run Duriel in 1.10a, quest bugged for facets. With the side bonus of the 1.10a beta Bolkathos Wedding Band, which does +2 to all skills instead of +1.
Hello.
Hello.
What do you need?
I think it's pretty. It looks fun. I think it's bringing a lot of players back, although I don't know for how long.
Hail to you, champion.
But I won't be playing it personally, just because I already have stuff that I'm doing. Same reason I didn't play D2R. So it's like, I like it, but also my opinion doesn't really matter because I'm not going to buy it, kind of thing.
Hail to you,
I do think that they'll have to do some pretty significant. Either they'll have to do some balancing, or the player base will just have to start to accept that power creep is the new game.
What do you need?
and that if they, they're allowing people to play 1.14, they're allowing people to play D2R, and they're allowing people to play Wrath of the Warlock. If they continue allowing like separate, I guess separate servers for all the different expansions, then I think what's it called? They're gonna fracture the player base quite a bit.
Hello.
Yeah, that's true. At least to an extent. And most games. Really.
Hail to you, champion.
Alright, so they're coming a little quicker than they were at the start, so I might just go ahead and try to get 2 more.
What do you need?
Then I'll start making mules. It's going to be click and drag of flawless gems, but when I was doing the emeralds, the recipe got used very slowly, and so it took me several days of streaming to get through 4,000 emeralds. I have about, I think, 2,000 flawless diamonds, and I think I can probably get through them all today.
Hail to you, champion.
Yeah, I might be overestimating how many people stay behind when a new patch or a new expansion comes out.
What do you need?
I looked at the Pure Diablo forum and, in the single player forum, which is the only place I look there, and there was a lot more activity the last couple weeks, so that was really fun to see. I didn't go look at it all. But it's nice to see people like, oh, cool, new shiny thing, let's check it out.
Hail to you, champion. What do you need?
Yeah, I don't consider the price informing my opinion of the game. Maybe if it was $60, then I'd be like, yeah, that's expensive. But at $25, especially since I'm not buying it myself, it's like, whatever.
What do you need? Hail to you, champion.
If they do keep making more expansions, it will be, I guess, kind of interesting to see how long before the game is basically unrecognizable. Yeah, and 1.10 also had a lot of new content as well.
To you, champion.
When they first released Uber Diablo and when they first released Uber Tristram and stuff, that was all free.
Hello.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know a whole lot about Paths of Exile. I just know, some people really enjoy it, so. But as for me,
What do you need?
I like playing the old versions and doing the weird stuff.
Hail to
I
you,
like easy,
champion.
simple builds. I would probably like Warlock for that reason, because you can just hide behind your bound demon.
What do you need? Hail to you, champion.
I think, I don't know that I'll say it's smart, but I'll say that it's reasonable to
What do you need?
copy or at least model some of your changes after other successful games in the same genre. I don't think that's
Hail to you,
crazy
champion.
or bad. Ooh, oh, War Axe. Alright, I think I'll go ahead and start muling. But, like, you know, the opinions that I do have, they're not strong opinions. Like, oh, these are my thoughts, but, like, I'm not going to try to defend them. Um, if that makes sense. Oh, I need to make some mules. Like, if someone shows up, like, you're wrong, I'll be like, oh, okay, I guess I'm wrong. Let's call this Mule 1. Okay. Mule 2. Mule 3. I'm gonna do 6. Mule 4. Yeah, I'll show you. Mule 5. Mule 6.
Good day.
I crafted this yesterday. I used the rest of my stale Ort runes. I thought I had like about 70 of them, but apparently I had more, about 50. So this was my best result. So this needs a 15 attack speed jewel and then probably 2 pull runes to go on, potentially go on my Duriel runner in 1.10a who doesn't exist yet. And then these axes that I'll be rolling could potentially be the other weapon slot for him. You know, it's not all hard set, and I'm not going to be trying to make the Duriel runner skier perfect. I'm only trying to make it good enough. Yeah, it was pretty uncommon to get the cruel affix. Oh boy. Probably shouldn't scroll around. Or, whatever. Where even is... Yeah, I'll go ahead and do this for now. So I can scroll around without worrying. Not that it really matters, but... Where is Diablo 2? Program files? Games? Diablo 2. Oh, there it is. Cool. Alright, and then... Alright, now I can still see what you're saying. Yeah. I think, in general, the Barbarian is pretty easy to go through the game with. this guy. And then this guy. We'll give him some berserker axes. Okay, I should have thrown those portals on the floor. Oh well. And then diamonds. Yeah. You can even shop weapons for it. Well, I don't know how shopping works in modern versions, but in the old ones, you can just shop a cruel weapon. Okay, yeah. I didn't know if they were available. Because I haven't played any modern versions in a long time. I don't know if you can hear that dog, but it's outside. It's not in here. I don't have any pets. So like I said earlier, I have about 2,000 flawless gems. I'll be doing 6 mules at a time. And because the recipe uses 3 of them and does not require any shopping, I think I'll be able to go through them pretty quickly. And hopefully I can get through them all today at a reasonable time. Shopping is still very legit. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I knew that because people shop claws, and cruel is one of the things that they would look for on a claw. Cruel or fools, I think, is another one they look for a lot. Um, but I don't shop claws because I don't play assassins. In general, they require too many buttons. I had an idea to try an assassin like just Dragon Talon versus 1.10a Duriel because I thought it would be fast, and it might be fast, but then I guess I was unaware that Whirlwind can get 2 frames per attack, and so for that reason, Whirlwind is going to be what it is. No Dragon Talon. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'll just say cruel is something that I would buy on a claw thinking that I got something useful. Like, oh, look, I got the cruel claw of quickness. But I guess, yeah, I guess mostly what you're looking for is +2 skills, huh? Or +2 assassin, or like +3 traps. Something like that. I don't know, I'm not a assassin user. Oh, I guess I have read that there is a two-handed weapon penalty for Blade Fury, but I've never messed around with any of that. Okay, Mule 1. And then once I load up all these mules, I'll turn off the screen and move save files around in the folders and then turn the screen back on. I think I set it so that 1.10a will not go full screen, but I haven't actually tried. Like the first one launches in window mode, but then I don't know, the second instance might launch full screen, and I will just be dropping things on the ground in a self multiplayer game rather than loading everything back up into Atma again. Oh, okay. Couldn't see the last word. I have to do like this with the little transparency app because I only have the one monitor and it's not very big. So in order to see chat on the same screen, I mean, you can see, I guess, how big my screen is. 800 by 600 Diablo window takes up most of it. And then I think Cruel spawns, or should spawn like once every 122 tries, I think is what it was. Let me check. Cruel, let's put item level 30. Because these will be item level 30. We'll put Cruel. Where you at? 122. So 122 tries on average per time that Cruel appears. And then that will take 366 flawless gems. Because it's 3 gems per recipe. Plus 6 venom, lightning sentry, yeah. If I were going to shop claws, then I would have to like either ask around or look up what I'm looking for first. And then probably write it all down and just have a little cheat sheet. And it wouldn't be to use them, it would be to have them to show off, and that would be a really, really low priority for me. Yeah. I think they're less rare than the hurricane pelt. Um, but I don't know by how much. Also, Anya is closer to leaving town than Elzix is. But yeah, it's a more shopping probably than a lot of players are or have the patience for. But if you want, if you're looking for more than one staff mod on the same claw, then I could see it becoming more rare than the Hurricane Pelt. Like if you're, well, I want 6 Lightning Sentry and I want 3 Venom. Okay, now you're getting into shop for the rest of your life territory. But if it's just the one staff mod, then it's doable. Like if I were going to say, oh, I need 6 Hurricane and I need it to have Summon Grizzly. Okay, good luck. I'd be happy to have Summon Grizzly, but I'm not going to try to hold out for that. So one more mule after this one, and then I'll move save files around and start cubing. And I'm not going to use, I'm only using diamonds because flawless skulls can be cubed up to perfect skulls. Flawless amethyst can be cubed up to perfect amethyst for caster crafting. And then topaz, emerald, ruby, and sapphire all will get used for the ring cubing recipes. So that only leaves flawless diamonds for this recipe. Take a drink. Hmm. Okay, I'm almost out on this stash. I had already used some out of here. I'd used like 70, something like that. Diamond 2. And then I need to find at some point, well, I'll be keeping an eye out for Dimensional Shard when I'm doing the High Council runs, so that I can use the 3-chip gem recipe in 1.09 and just see if I get lucky and end up with something really cool. I wouldn't be looking for anything specifically, but if I end up with a really busted like fireball or meteor or chain lightning or whatever, then that would be neat. And then I think it would have three sockets, but I won't know for sure until I try it. But that's what all of my, if it does work that way, then all of my chipped skulls, chipped amethysts, and chipped diamonds will go to that recipe. All right, I'll see what that says in just a moment. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that I would be hoping to get for the sorceress. Um, but you know, it's like if I get it, cool, and if I don't, well, it's not a big deal. Um, okay. 1.07 save files. I'm looking for mule. This guy. Through this guy. Cut. 1.10a. Paste. Yeah. Have you played like 1.0 in classic at all? And tried the corpse explosion there? Okay, so I want this guy, I think. Yeah, he's got a cube. He's got that I don't need. He can throw these away. The radius grows. I think it's like 1 yard per level or something like that. Yeah, it scales with players, but there are no player settings. So generally you'll be playing on players 1. Uh, but one thing about radius in 1.0, so first of all, it gets huge fast. But then the other thing is radius is not a circle. It's a 4-pointed star. I'm not sure. But a common build that people like to play when they do play that version is Blood Golem with Iron Maiden. And because it leeches life from the Iron Maiden damage. So Blood Golem with Iron Maiden and then Corpse Explosion. I haven't tried it myself because it's not fast. I just use the Barbarian. Host. Yeah, you probably put points in energy. Yeah. Monsters deal less damage back then.
Good day.
Let's see, does this go full screen? No. Five. But then also, you know, you can put on like SOJ, Frostburn to get big mana boost. You can get lots of plus mana on your gear. You can get some mana after each kill. Not tons, but you can get some.
I can't carry anymore.
All right, you have a cube. Let's go ahead and put that there. I was gonna say, what if I like accidentally bought a Cruel Berserker's Axe of Quickness and didn't realize and then forwarded it without putting sockets? That would have been silly. So this part will go relatively quickly. But yeah, you can get, I think, like 4 mana after each kill on a rod, so either a wand or a scepter. You can get, you know, you can wear Lenimo for mana regeneration. You can wear Heaven's Garb for mana regeneration if you need to. I think there's like Wall of the Eyeless, I think, has mana after each kill. So you probably have to mess around with it, but I haven't tried it myself. If you were gonna play like multiplayer with other people, I think it would do a lot better simply because you can get the first monster killed a lot quicker that way than waiting for your blood golem to kill them with Iron Maiden.
I am overburdened.
Okay. So here we go. Let's see if this does what I think it's supposed to do. Alright, Wraith, rather. 3 sockets. Meteoric of Shock, 4 sockets. I have a 1 in 3 chance of getting 5 sockets. Because it can roll 5, it can roll 6, but then 6 will be capped at 5 instead. So it can roll 1 through 5. Plus 1 strength. And it should be item level 30 no matter what. So 80% enhanced damage. 5 sockets. So that's pretty neat. With, are you talking about multi-res? Firebolt on striking with 4 sockets. 8 minimum damage with 3 sockets. 4 lifesteal with 5 sockets. 1 to 5 fire damage, widescreen. Lightning resist with 5 sockets. Is that a prefix? Yeah. Knights, Berserker's Axe of Slaying. Well, I'll say it's no good, but since I have these others, I'll hold on to it. Until, you know, I get a better one and then I can roll over it. But it kind of, this one I think kind of shows the potential a little bit of what this recipe can do. A little bit. 1 to 2 fire damage with 4 sockets. 45% enhanced damage. 1 to maximum damage. 1 to maximum damage again. 5 sockets both times. 32% enhanced damage, 1 socket. 6 mana steel. Okay. More gems. So yeah, it seems to go pretty quickly, like I thought it would. Oh, this does just like 1.08 did, where there's like a ghost of the item that was there.
I am overburdened.
So it can't throw a gem down where there was one previously. So I'll just do 3 mules at a time before relaunching a new host. Because I don't know if at some point it will crash from having too many fake items on the floor. And I wouldn't want that. Oh, nothing poofed. So, like when the previous mule threw his gems on the floor, this empty space is where they landed. And now it won't throw new items there. Now, if the game crashes, you know, then maybe items would poof. But so far, the game isn't, you know, hasn't crashed, and so 3 mules seems fine. I don't even know if it would crash. I'm just like, well, better safe than sorry, kind of thing. Why are you still running? So like the empty spaces, I picked them up from there. They didn't vanish, but anywhere that I picked one up from previously, for whatever reason, it remembers that there used to be something there, and it won't drop a new one. So like I didn't lose any gems.
I am overburdened.
60 attack rating. Fire damage. 2 maximum damage. Lightning on attack. What a dumb item. It rolled only sockets prefix. And then it got 5. Fools of Vengeance. 2 sockets. %32 enhanced damage. Maximum damage. Damage to undead. $29 enhanced damage. 30 attack speed. I need 35 on the weapon for my breakpoints, I think. For Whirlwind.
I am overburdened.
Actually, I think I need 34, but it would be 35 or 40. 18 enhanced damage with 6 life steal. jewelers. Okay, so jewelers with 3 sockets. That's funny. Four to minimum damage. 3 to minimum damage. Warrior Berserker X, 5 sockets. 40 attack speed, 1 to 187 lightning damage. 5 sockets. Ah, artisans. Self-repair. It's first self-repair so far. One to war cries. Alright, next mule. But then, you know, I'm keeping the ones that are, like, I'm kind of chuckling at. I'm probably going to end up just re-rolling over all of them, rather than trying to shop more Berserker Axes. Hello, Toby. So I have a 1 in 122 chance to get Rule prefix. And then I want that with 5 sockets, ideally. And then, you know, a suffix would be nice, but I don't have, you know, even, I have, I think, about 2,000 flawless gems. I'm using about 500 with these sets of mules. So I don't really expect to get a nice, cruel 5-socketed suffixed axe, but I think it's not unreasonable to hope for a nice cruel with no suffix. And then I could put 2 shale runes and 3 pull runes, or 3 of something. Could even do like ist runes or something. Eye level 30. Yeah. The item level on this recipe is 30. And so all of these affixes are available. I can get 40 attack speed. I should be able to get Cruel. I haven't seen it yet. I can get Evisceration. Now I'm basing all of this on this item calculator, which is for probably 1.13. But I don't really think there were too many changes about which things can or can't spawn between these versions. But yeah, it's item level 30 is the result always on this recipe. And this is my 3rd mule out of probably about 20 to 25 that I can hopefully do all of them today. But here we can see I got quickness. And some of this one I kept because it shows the potential, sort of this recipe. This one I thought was funny, same as this one. You know, jewelers with 3, and then artisans with 5. These will probably just get rolled over, and probably this one too. Thank you. And then I'll be using it, or the idea is to use this on a Whirlwind Barbarian running Duriel in 1.10a, which is this version. And I'm only using my Flawless Diamonds, at least for now. I might end up using Flawless Amethysts at some point, depending on how much more common or rare it is to get Perfect Amethysts versus 1.08 Tal and 1.14 Ral runes for the caster amulets. Two Barbarian Combat. And this recipe for the Berserker Axe gives 1/3 chance of 5 sockets. So it can roll 6 as part of the recipe, but it can only produce 5, and so if it rolls 6, then it gives 5. So it rolls 1 to 6.
I am overburdened.
Requirements minus 30%. Two War Cries. $29 enhanced damage. Enchant. Ferocious Berserker's Axe, 3 sockets. No good. I can, in theory, trivially do better than this with 1.07 crafts. Or even just shopping, really. I think I'll just take a screenshot of this one and the other one, and then overwrite them. Just a second. So those ones are, I just held on to them because they're silly, but I'll be re-rolling over them. $450. No. I could get 300, so the best damage result would be 300 enhanced damage from Cruel, and then 63 maximum damage from evisceration. That's the best damage possible with 5 sockets. And then if you had that, then you would want probably attack speed in it, and then like Ohm runes or 4015s or whatever. But I can't get higher. I can't get 450. Man, Warv is kind of in the way here. In the 1.07 crafts, you can get 511 with 3 sockets. You can get higher than 511, but when you save and exit, it truncates to 511. But then if you put Ohm runes or enhanced damage jewels in it, then it does stay higher. It doesn't like truncate again. So in that way, you could in theory get a 761% enhanced damage weapon using 1.07 crafts and Ohm runes.
I can't carry anymore.
19 enhanced damage. %100 enhanced damage, 4 sockets. Eh. 66 enhanced damage, 8 minimum damage, 5 sockets.
I am overburdened.
Ah. 39 to 123. I like that one better. For no real reason. It's no good anyway, but it's kind of interesting to look at. Goodbye. Okay. Is that that's a prefix? Okay. Let me go see something. Oh, I can't equip it. Never mind. Soldiers. Ah. Slight improvement over... Oh, wait, but it's only 3 sockets. Never mind. I was going to say slight improvement over this one, but 2 less sockets, so not really. It seems to like of quality. Fools with 5 open sockets. But no suffix. Berserker Axe of Quickness with 5 sockets. So I have this mule and then one more before I have to go back to the click and drag simulator of
I am
transferring gems onto mules. I'm doing 6 at a time.
I can't carry anymore. I can't carry anymore.
So I have a third-party muling program that lets me store items forever. I used that to transfer gems onto mules to move them from 1.07 to 1.10a, which is a beta version, never live on Realm. And then this recipe, 3 flawless gems plus a magic weapon, rolls or tries to roll between 1 and 6 sockets, and the Berserker Axe caps it at 5 sockets. And so I'm hoping to get a cruel Berserker's Axe with a nice suffix with 5 sockets. So something like this, but like actually good. So that's the goal here. I got most of these gems by doing High Council runs in 1.07. Yeah, this one I just held on to kind of like, so when people come in, be like, hey, what's going on? I can kind of show the potential of what this recipe could do. It makes item level 30, so I think Cruel should be available. This affix calculator shows Cruel as being available, but it's a 1.13 calculator, and I don't know necessarily that that's the same as 1.10. It has Cruel showing as a 1 in 122 chance, which is 366 flawless gems on average. So, and I have, before I started, I had about 2,000 flawless diamonds that I'll be using. Three barbarian combat skills. And then this axe, I plan to use this axe, or I guess intend to use this axe, as on a Duriel runner in 1.10. Oh man, if you look on my channel, like just a couple weeks ago, I went through over the course of like a week or a week and a half, 4,000 emeralds rolling jade rings in 1.08. There's a lot of click and drag because the muling software that I use does not let you pick up more than one item at a time. So like 90% of the time is spent muling for that. That might be an exaggeration. But yeah, so I have a lot of consumables that I'm using up right now or lately. And I got some decent results. I think my favorite ring that I got out of it was platinum ring of, I think it said fortune, and it was like 100 and, I don't remember the exact numbers. I think it was like 124 attack rating, 24 magic find, and 36 poison resist, but like I said, I don't remember the exact numbers. 85 enhanced damage, 5 sockets. And then I got 2 fortuitous ring of fortunes out of it, but neither rolled really high. It was a 33 and a 34. Ah, fools. But only 1 maximum damage. So I haven't seen Cruel or Evisceration. I wonder if I look up Fool. Well, first of all, what does it say? Affix level 71, minimum item level 1. Okay, where's Fool? At the bottom. Not at the bottom. Affix level 71. Okay, so it should be possible then. So far, I don't have, like, by not getting Cruel yet, that doesn't mean I have bad luck. It just means I haven't had good luck. Each set of 6 mules should see the Cruel prefix, ooh, masters, about 1.5 times. But only 1 socket. Knight's Berserker Axe of Alacrity, 3 sockets. Required level, 64. I think 64 is just the required level of the Berserker Axe in general. Undead damage. Oops. Alright. This will be the last mule before I have to go make new ones and fill them up with flawless diamonds. But I have a long-term project of making a Hurricane Druid in 1.14 using items that either no longer exist from older versions or never were supposed to exist in the first place. And while I'm at it, I'm making other, like, cool or weird items as well. So I have, in 1.07, I made a Wurt's leg using the Bloodcraft recipe that has +3 to elemental druid skills, and then it has 3 sockets. So I will be able to put 3 cold facets in it to use as a pre-buff on my Hurricane Druid. And using a 1.07 crafted Wurt's leg is the only way to get 3 elemental skills and 3 sockets on any weapon anywhere. So that's a pretty neat item. Like a silly item. Does slightly less damage than simply using 6 facets in a blank weapon.
I can't carry anymore.
Ah, so proof that cruel is possible. 298% enhanced damage. It's a shame that a near perfect roll was wasted on 3 sockets. So I'll use this jeweler's. I'll roll over this one. But I'm very happy to see, you know, confirmation that cruel is possible. Grandmaster's Berserker Axe of 4 minimum damage. It's an improvement over this one. I think if I got a 5-socket Grandmaster's Berserker Axe of Quickness, that would be a pretty solid result.
I am overburdened.
So now the only affix that I'm potentially interested in that I haven't seen is what's it called? Carnage? No. Slaughter? Slaying? Plus 60 maximum damage. Whatever that one's called. But yeah, I played lots of different old versions looking for, weird items and cool items and overpowered items. Masters of Zeal. Wait, what? Grandmasters. So that was like a minimum roll Grandmasters almost. Okay. Cruel, minimum roll, or close to minimum roll, 3 sockets again. So I was, reasonably I could expect to see Cruel 1.5 times, and here I saw it twice. Both with 3 sockets, so. Now I'll check to make sure my mules are empty. And delete them. And go make more.
Good.
Yes. Okay. Now I'll wait a second for the computer to be like, yeah, the game is actually closed before I open a different version. And that was the first set of 6 mules, and I think I have about 4 sets to do. So 3 more, including this one. And let's see, how long did that take? An hour and a half. Alright, load this. Load directory, this one. Okay, let me do this real quick. Go here, turn this, activate. Okay, make that more transparent so that I can see see chat through this window. Diamond 2. So now I click and drag 6 mules worth of flawless diamonds. Then cut and paste them from my 1.07 save folder to my 1.10a save folder, and then go again. But that was I would say, a pretty good result for the first set to see, Grandmasters is available, Cruel is available, 5 sockets is available like it's supposed to be. So. Nothing probably actually good, but some promising results. And actually, where's Grandmasters? Apparently my Grandmasters is better than theirs because this says 200 and I think mine was... Oh no, mine was like 150 something. Never mind. Mule 5, okay. I'm gonna launch the game and make sure after I fill this mule, nothing got weird with the muling software. Because I did things kind of in a wrong order. So it should be fine, but I won't be too surprised if this guy actually ends up being empty. Okay. Everything is fine. Hmm. But what I'm ultimately hoping for is a nice weapon to use on a quest bugged Duriel runner, um, because quest bug Duriel is the best source of facets in the game. And I'll be running him in 1.10a because of the chance to then also get um, Beta Bullcatho's Wedding Band, which does +2 to all skills instead of +1. And I'll be looking for 7 copies of +5% cold damage um, facets, which should take, I think, about 18,500 Duriel runs. So a pretty big investment, but not like ultra mega insane, just big. With the added bonus of also then getting other facets if I want to try other builds. And all kinds of other things that he might be able to drop, like he can drop Ormus robes, Reaper's Toll, I don't know, probably other stuff. SOJ, obviously. Okay, getting close to being done with this stash. Okay, so it looks like I probably have more like 1,600 flawless gems rather than 2,000. Let's see, how many were left here? 500. Somewhere around there. Okay, one more mule, and then I'll start cubing again. Hmm. And the only affix, like I said, the only affix left to see that I'm potentially interested in, I think it might be called evisceration, which does up to plus 63 maximum damage as a suffix. Okay, do this. Go to my 1.07 save folder. Cut 1.10a. Paste. Yes. Host with Archon staff. Launch a second copy of the game and join. I guess it doesn't really matter which order I do them in. All right.
I am overburdened.
Goodbye, cruel berserker axe. Demon damage. Butchery. So that's getting closer to seeing evisceration.
I can't carry anymore.
Grandmasters with 3 sockets. Fools with 3 minimum damage and 5 sockets. I think if I got Fools of Evisceration with 5 sockets, I would probably keep that as potentially viable. Cruel, so I've seen Cruel 3 times. This one with 4 sockets. What's this? Oh. Well, let's see. This one is better because putting an Ohm Rune in here still has less damage. Okay. 5 socket Grandmasters. Let's do that. Grinding. Evisceration. Alright, there it is. I have seen all of the affixes that I'm interested in. 39 to 165. 95 to 282. Okay, that's clearly better. So I would say lots of promising results, but so far no good results. And what I have learned by doing all these projects is that ultimately good results are not expected because good
I am overburdened.
things are extremely rare. So I take what I get.
I can't carry anymore.
Ferocious, not quite what I'm looking for. And only 4 sockets on it. Ferocious again. 4 sockets again.
I am overburdened.
Um, that would be what, 200% enhanced damage? So if it has 200% enhanced damage and 5 sockets, um, then it is equally as good as my crafted, uh, or at least with perfect socket fillers, then it would be equally as good as my 309% enhanced damage crafted one in 1.07. So I would probably use it. I wouldn't be happy about it. Ferocious of quickness, then yes, definitely that would be a nice result. Um, because then I wouldn't have to put 2 shale runes in it. But just plain ferocious 5 sockets, like, well, I might use it, but I might also just try to shop a cruel in 1.07 and get 4 sockets on it. That would probably be a better. I would probably do that. So like I would keep it, but not necessarily use it. Ah. Especially one thing, that I'll have to keep in mind is likely a lot of my damage is going to come from using 1.07 damage charms. So 1, 2, 3. But any axe that I get that can be beaten by shopping, I would be like, I might use it, but I wouldn't be happy about it. But I'm not trying to make the gear for this guy perfect, so settling is okay.
I am overburdened.
And by this guy, I mean the Duriel runner. Who doesn't even exist yet, so.
I can't carry anymore.
And even if I don't end up getting a good result that I use, I just like doing this kind of thing. Trying to make these items that are either overpowered or aren't supposed to exist. Or if not aren't supposed to exist, then no longer exist in current versions. I would probably use this over Ferocious anyway, just because of the attack rating. If there's no suffix. If this one had 5 sockets, it would have been a really, really good, strong result. Cruel Berserker Axe of Slaughter. What is it? 287% enhanced damage, 20 maximum damage. Let's go ahead and take a picture of the near miss that I'm going to roll over. Goodbye, cruel Berserker X. In this case, knockback would not be disqualifying, but it would be wasted. Since he's just going to be a boss runner, knockback doesn't do anything. Alright. The laptop was getting hot, so I just went and found something to prop it up on so that it's not just sitting flat on the table. So hopefully it won't stay hot. It doesn't like running multiple instances at the same time. It gets pretty hot. cruel. So I think so far I'm beating the average expectation of how many times cruel should spawn. But I haven't like been counting, just vibe counting. Evisceration with 5 sockets. One off of perfect roll of evisceration. But without either cruel, ferocious, or grandmasters, I think probably not super useful. Maybe fools. I would probably keep a fools of evisceration. If it had 5 sockets.
I can't carry anymore.
Mechanics. 5-socketed mechanics berserker's axe. So, a silly item. But useless.
I am overburdened. I can't carry anymore. I can't carry anymore.
weird. It's a lot of attack rating. %282 damage to demons. Which I think means 182% enhanced damage to demons.
I can't carry anymore.
Ferocious of Slaughter with only one socket. 71 to 226 damage. It's a mildly interesting result. Alright, the last mule of this batch. Grandmasters again, but only 4 sockets, so the one I have with 5 sockets is preferred, even though the damage is slightly lower.
I can't carry anymore.
Alright. Make sure the mules are empty and then delete them. Delete. Okay, let me do this. And then this. And time to make 6 more. What did you miss? 2 sets of 6 mules. Confirmation that all of the affixes I would potentially want are available. Wow, I put an extra E. What a fancy guy. Diamond 2 was done. I'm pulling out of Diamond 3. That's right. Yeah, using Atma. What else am I supposed to use? Actual mules forever? Imagine losing my high council map every 30 runs. Or 20 runs, however many. Probably 20. And then having to sort through that many mules? Wild. But yeah, I've seen Cruel several times. I've seen Grandmasters, Evisceration, Fool, uh, Quickness. Yeah, I think that's the affixes that I care about the most. So I've seen all of those. So confirmed that everything I'm potentially looking for is in fact available. Why would I use Runic Talons? You already know I don't play assassins. And even then, wouldn't it be better to roll Runic Talons with the Chipped Gems recipe in 1.09 to guarantee 3 sockets? If they can get 3 sockets. That's how that works, right? I'm rolling in 1.10a with Flawless Diamonds. Any Flawless Gem works. Diamonds are the least valuable of the Flawless Gems, or the least otherwise useful. Amethysts might be useful for caster crafting. I don't know how much runes will be a limiting factor there. So I'm not going to use my amethysts. And then skulls are used for making perfect skulls. And then sapphires, rubies, emeralds, and topazes are used for making rings. So that only leaves flawless diamonds for this recipe. So the gems are in 1.07. I forward them to 1.10a. I throw them on the floor in a multiplayer game and cube them. What can you get here? Cruel of quickness with 5 sockets. Is possible. Cruel with 5 sockets and no quickness would be like a decently rolled 1.07 craft because you just put 2 shale runes in it. And then you could also get Grandmasters, which gives attack rating instead of Cruel, and then you could get Evisceration instead of Quickness and get more maximum damage and put shale runes in it. And then depending on you know, kill speed and how much of the damage comes from the weapons versus inventory charms. The leftover sockets that aren't shale could theoretically go ist if it doesn't significantly affect runtime. Not really. Not that's readily obtainable. You could probably argue for Death Cleaver, but it's going to take you a while to get it. You could, like, put 2 Storm Lashes on, but good luck finding 2 Storm Lashes. So, like, there's probably stuff available, but, perfect diamond. Interesting. But stuff that's readily available, no. Ribcracker is two-handed. Imagine using Whirlwind with a Ribcracker, and you don't get any sort of mastery bonus. You could use it with Zeal, but then your attack speed is affected by Holy Freeze, and you can't reach 2 frames per attack. And so, like, I don't know, you know, that this is the best thing available, but it's a weird item and it's potentially good. And most other things aren't readily available, and I have these gems, so I might as well use them for something that I might actually use instead of, you know, only rolling the Archon staff to make a stupid item. I don't know. Y'all told me in Discord it goes to 2. And so I was like, oh, well, then I guess I'll use Whirlwind. And even then, the potential for, I think, still probably better than it kicks in. Let's see. If I go here and touch this button, and then I go IAS calculator, and then untouch this button. We go barbarian, we go unchanged, we go primary weapon, berserker axe, we go weapon 40, secondary weapon, another berserker axe, 40, skill, whirlwind, 2 frames per attack. I don't know. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Maybe that's Diablo 2 Resurrected? I don't see anything about it not being LOD. I don't know if it's a legacy calculator or not. It's just the one that comes up when I put in attack speed calculator. But even if it caps at 4, the fact that I can use damage charms makes it, better than other options, I think. I just put it in the thing and it said 2, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I get 2. Like I said, if it's wrong, it's wrong, and all of this is in vain. I could have just been rolling my stupid Archon staff. But even then, the possibility of having weapons with Ist runes, imagine getting a bunch of Ist runes, um, I think outcompetes some of the other options. 5 bear. There you go, crushing blow every hit no matter what. Oh, this is already Diamond 4. Okay, so we're getting close to running out of gems already. Interesting. How many are in Diamond 5? Not much. Let's go ahead and pull those out. But it might just be a resurrected calculator, and so it's wrong. So I thought I was going to have like 4 sets of 6 mules, but it looks like I'm going to have like 3 sets of 6 mules and then like 1 or maybe 2 more mules. So if I might just make another guy and send him with this set. So about what, 300 less flawless gems than I thought I had? Something like that. So I'll definitely be able to finish this today. Let me make 2 guys. Diamond 4. Also, if we're looking at items that are unlikely to get, the very nice fancy runic talon, I could roll all of my flawless gems of every color and still not get a good result. Whereas the berserker axes, I actually have a non-zero chance of getting a result that could actually be used. So that is a non-zero part of the consideration. Like, I can't expect a good result because I don't have enough gems for that, but it's not like outside the realm of possibility. Like, it won't be a surprise if I get a decent result. Okay. Diamond through Diamond 5 have been emptied of all of their flawless gems. So do this. Copy my save files from 1.07. Or not copy, cut. 1.10a, paste. Unblind.
Good day.
Make sure to not launch a different version of the game at the same time, because then I'll have to reinstall everything. Whoops.
I can't carry anymore. I can't carry anymore.
Yeah, bad affixes are more common than good affixes. They have better ratios in the affix groups, so they appear more frequently. Like if you roll enhanced damage, the lowest ones are more likely to appear than the highest ones. But I've had like 5 or maybe about 5 cruel have showed up. Which, let's see, which is about how many I should have expected based on how many gems I have. 5 or 6. And then I have a 1 in 3 chance at 5 socket. And I can show you the ones that are the best ones I have so far, unless you just rather wait until the end. I think, yeah, I can't remember for certain, but I think I rolled a 5 socket Grandmasters, which is like, you know, not terrible. Can be used. Especially, you know, since I don't actually have anything better.
I can't carry anymore.
Yeah, that's right. Flawless Diamond ASMR. With occasional interruption from voice of cubing ape. I don't know if the damage to demons here is displayed incorrectly. I suspect that it is. I guess I could find out. It is not. Okay. So that's actually 242, but I think it counts as off weapon enhanced damage. So which would apply to the charms, but I think regular enhanced damage to get the actual weapon damage value higher is better. But who knows? Hmm. That was a claw? I don't think I've had... Well, let's see. Yeah, I haven't had a useful Apex with attack speed yet. I don't think. So 5.5 mules left. Including this one. I think. Grandmasters, but only 3 sockets.
I am overburdened.
2 to barbarian, 2 to maximum damage. Okay. 5 sockets. Let's see, would there ever be a use for such a thing? Probably not. I guess like 5 ists on +2 to Hork, but probably 6 ists or just casting speed would be better. What would you use it on? I guess like what would you put in the sockets? Same thing for a find item. Hmm. Oh. Then you can get plus strength as a suffix too then. You get 3 war cries plus strength, I guess like of the ox or whatever. Of the really strong boy. Oh, I wonder if this still. Oh no. Okay, I wonder if I can roll that. Mule 60.
Good day.
apparently Wariv blocks items. I don't think I knew that.
I am overburdened.
Grandmasters of Slaying. 5 sockets plus 6 maximum damage. That beats this one. 159 became 190 and 292 became 283. I don't need this thing anymore. What's this? I don't need this thing anymore. So that's my best one so far, I think. You might argue... No, you might not. Okay, yeah, that's my best one so far. Why do I have this? Only 3 sockets. Goodbye, Grandmaster. Ugh. Man, for a second I thought that said 433 enhanced damage, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Huh, but I have the 309% enhanced damage 1.07 craft, which I can use, you know, with this instead of this one. Yeah, it was like, which, you know, 433 enhanced damage isn't even possible, but it was still just like, wait, what? Did I just win? No. No, I did not. So I guess if I see... no, I have 3.5 more. I think. Yeah, 3.5 more should be. So let's see. Probably about an hour left. Something like that. I don't know. But no more click and drag. That's all done. So just dropping and cubing. Run away.
I can't carry anymore.
Master's Berserker's Axe.
I can't carry anymore.
2.5 more.
I am overburdened. I can't carry anymore.
I've had fools. It's just all by itself. It's not interesting result. Like even with the attack rating, I think the damage doesn't go high enough. If it was maybe if it had quickness already, or if it had evisceration, maybe. But just plain fools, 5 socket. I didn't keep. I don't even know if it had 5 sockets, but I have seen fools more than once. Not only that, I look in the mirror every day. That one gave me a spook. I saw 275 with 40 attack speed, and I was like, oh, did I win? But no, I did not win. $275 poison damage. Unlucky. Alright, 1.5 mules left. And then I won't be doing anything after this, so once I finish this cubing, then I'll end the stream.
I am overburdened. I am overburdened.
Cruel, 2 sockets. Goodbye, cruel Berserker Axe. Go to bed. There's your fools. Three socket fools.
I can't carry anymore.
Ferocious of fire bolts. I guess then the next step for you is to stop waking up. Not forever, just tonight. 2 war cries. Unlucky, should have been 3. And 1 more socket. That way I could make you jealous of my PvP item. Yeah, we're getting close to the end, so. I think, what, 1.5 left? Or maybe just a half left. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think this is the last guy. But I'll go through them all when I'm done just to make sure. Make sure they're all empty. Eight more tries. Or I might do 7 tries and then throw 1 on my Archon staff just for fun. Five, 5, 5. Wow. Alright, last try. no good. And then 1 on the Archon staff. Show me never rolling this again. Unlucky. Okay. So, let's see. That one can be rolled over. This one can be rolled over. This one is better. That was my highest rolled. Cruel, but no suffix and only 3 sockets. So this was my best result. The Grandmaster's Berserker Axe of Slaying, 69 to 211 damage, 283 attack rating, 5 sockets. It will need a Shale and then a 15% increased attack speed jewel. And then we'll just have to see after that what else I would want on it. Either some sort of enhanced damage or maybe magic find or who knows what else. So thank you for watching. Thank you for chatting. I will check to make sure all of my mules are actually empty and then end the stream. Just make sure I didn't miss one by accident. Alright, and that's it. I did 3.5 hours.